Hello everyone, welcome to Salesforce Atlas. My name is Doris. If you're new to the channel, it's been a while, but here I am back with another episode for you. And in today's episode, I would like to share with you how to add reports to the record pages. And hopefully many of you will find this useful. As always, I'll be sharing one of my Salesforce Trailhead playgrounds. I have not created any reports at the moment, but I just started creating a report. It will be right here. I will explain it in just a few more seconds. But right here, I'm going to be using this account record page, and I'm planning to create another tab. And this tab is going to show me a report of all cases related to this account. I'm planning to add a tab somewhere right here in this page, and I would like this report that I'm going to link as well, the one that I have in another tab. I would like it to display a timeline of all open or closed cases, all cases related to Garcia Inc. account, and breakdown by month. Now I'm going to open again my report builder, and I selected a case object. For those of you who are maybe new to creating reports, you'll start by selecting object. I'm looking to build a report around cases. So I'm using here a case object, and in filters, one of the first things I usually do, I go into filters, and sometimes this very first filter is show me my records. So by default, it was already showing all cases, but you can have another look and see if it's showing you only records that belong to you, or it is actually showing you all records in this environment. And I have all cases open all time, and units, you can't really remove this filter. So units per hours, that's completely fine as well. And in outline, I am grouping by date and time opened and account name. And I have, if you noticed right here, one more thing is that very often this tiny little toggle right here is by default switched off. If your org is not breaking down, then I would just suggest toggling this to update preview automatically, and then you don't have to, if you make any changes, let's say add another field, then you don't have to wait for anything. As you can see, it will gray out, and then you'll have to manually click refresh. So instead of that, I prefer to update my preview automatically and don't think about each time clicking this preview button manually. And now I have my view, and I have also switched off detail rows. Now, if I switch it back on, then you'll see a breakdown of other columns like subject, age, open or closed. So it is indicating case is still open, and it is indicating that cases has been closed. And I'm going to switch this off. And now I have a breakdown of months, accounts, and records per each account. And I can see that in November, Garcia, or the company that account that I have in another tab open, had 3 cases. In June, Edge Communications had 1 case, Express Logistics and Transport had 3 cases, and so on. And I have also sorted daytime open by month. Originally, I think it is by default per day or even maybe per week, but this doesn't really work for me because I want to create a breakdown by month. So I'm going to change group date by and move it to calendar month. So I'm changing to calendar month, and so far I think this should be fine. This should work for me. And if I wish to add any more fields, I can just do it later. Again, I can return to this report. Now I just need to save and run. I haven't saved this report anywhere, so you can just follow me if you're interested in how to save a completely brand new report. Now, by default, it will always suggest you to, maybe not always, but all right, in this case, it is suggesting me to save it in my private reports. If I make it private, then other users who are working, let's say, with this account won't see my report, and I don't want to make it private, I want to make it public. And if I go into all folders or just public folders and select this public folder and click save, then it should be saved in my public folder. And just in a few seconds, all right, I have my report ready. I'm going now back to my first tab. I'm going to refresh the page just in case. Sometimes it's not pulling through any new updates if you haven't refreshed your page. And now I'm going to click on this gear cog and click edit page. I'm going to edit account record tab layout and page. And right here, I will have some more options. It has redirected me to the Lightning app builder. As I mentioned in the very beginning, I'm planning to create another tab right here behind after news, or maybe I can even remove these news. And I will select add tab, and you can have a tab for maybe account statistics, a tab full of various reports that are linked to this specific account. Now I have my new tab right here. Now I'm going to change the name. I'm going to name it case stats. Let's say these are case stats, and click on the side. Make sure that your done button is blue. All right, the new tab is ready. I'm going to click on this new tab, and on the left-hand side, I have all these components and fields. And in the components section, I will want to find the reports component and drag and drop it into the add components here into this section. Now I'm going to type in report chart, and I'll have to create a chart, actually, something I didn't think about. So before moving anything anywhere, maybe I'll just move it here. It is loading it's pulling some reports, probably the first report that it could find with charts. And I'm just going to save it for now. Going back to and you also, I will discuss all the activation process a little bit later, but for now, I'll just close it, activate it. That's not the report I'm looking for. Going back to my report, and in order to showcase in your reports in records, you have to create a chart. And I haven't got the chart right here. As you can see, you do have a button right here, and I just need to create it. I can also go into settings. Now I want to have a timeline. I want to see how many cases are being opened over a period of time. And if I group it by daytime open, that works for me. And you can see these are the latest and oldest cases. I'll just click save. Might even change this chart a little bit later. Going back to this page and going to refresh this page, because I'm sure I will not find my latest report in this view. That's why I wanted to save it before changing anything else, so I don't have to repeat again the same steps all over again. And refreshing the page. All right, the page should be loaded. I'm going again into case stats and click on this new component and go into reports, case by account. It's right here. And I can see in June back 2020, it is a really old org, so I haven't really used it. The latest case was opened in November 2022, but that's all right. I can just save that. And one more thing, I need to make sure that it's pulling case records for specific account. So you can select filter by and select account ID. This chart is going to pull only cases related to this account. And now click Save. And that should be it. We can just leave this page. It's ready. I'm just going back. I realized that it didn't save any of my changes, so I'll just do it all over again. I'm looking for a report chart. Oh no. I'm doing from the very beginning. I'm creating a new tab. I'm removing my news tab, adding a tab, click on details, select custom label. Now type in case stats. Click done, select case stats. Now drag and drop your report chart. It automatically has linked to my new report, cases by account. Select filter by, go to account ID, click on the side. And now the important thing is that I have to save it and activate it to either, all right, now activate it either to org default, app default, all, or app record type and profile. So if you apply to org default, then it will apply to all users across your Salesforce organization. If you select it by app default, now right here, you can see I'm using Sales app, and I could choose a specific app like Sales app, and then only Sales app users will see these changes. Or I can select app, so I can make it even more specific. I can select Sales app. I can select my profile and as well record type base. It depends what record type am I using in this case. Maybe that's a customer record type, and I could actually check it very quickly. Now this is the account that I'm using, and if I open in the new tab and go into details, and I'm not really seeing any case record types. Maybe in this environment I have a default case record type. Maybe in your production you have a prospect case record type, oh sorry, not case, but account record type, prospect account record type, customer record type that would show you some more fields after you have converted this account. Now let's go back. That will be the record type and profile. I could also make it visible only to system administrators. And I'll just go with the very first tab, org default. Yeah, I want all users to see this new chart, and assign as org default for desktop and phone, and click next and save your changes. And yeah, now definitely it should be ready. I'm going back. I'll just close this tab. All right, you can see the page is loaded, and I have 3 tabs, and I can't see my news tab anymore, but I can see case stats. And if I click on case stats, now I can see, if I hover over, I can see I have 3 records. We created 3 records in November, or 3 cases. And maybe I will have an example in this playground. And if I just refresh the page, I have my case stats, and click on case stats. Let's see if they have any cases at all. They have 0 cases, so this can also happen. It doesn't mean that your report is wrong. They just haven't got any cases. So let's move on. Let's find another account. Let's go into all accounts. Let's just let's see if we're lucky here. We have 3 cases. Let's go into case stats. All right, it's the same month. All right, we have 6+ cases. Let's go into case stats, and they were all created in June, because this is an old org. But you can imagine that you would have, let's say, we are now in February. You would have February, January, December, November, October, and you would have a nice timeline of cases, how many got opened, and you can also change the chart and add any other report as well. I hope you found this quick tutorial useful on how to link report charts to your record pages, and definitely try it out in your sandbox environment or your production org, especially if you're new to Salesforce administration, or maybe you're not a dedicated Salesforce administrator, but you have to do this for your organization. Thanks a lot for getting this far in the video, and I'll see you next time.